The advantage of BeamNG's approach to vehicle physics is clear when it comes to damage modelling, but less well known is the ability of BeamNG's engine to accurately simulate car handling.
I agree.
The handling characteristics are not scripted, they simply emerge as natural products of the car's structure. This is what excites us about BeamNG Drive. The possibilities are endless because there are no predefined results.
I disagree. This is a node's normal friction values, and this is normal beam values that you would find. However, this is BeamNG's pressure wheels. There's a lot more beam things, and here's all your friction stuff.
There are no predefined results.
Now, I know there's limitations to simulation compared to predefined behaviors. I mean, what are you gonna do? Simulate the bonds between atoms? Not on today's hardware, buddy. My problem is this.
The tyre definitely needs some work in BeamNG, I think. Occasionally the car goes roop, I'm like, why did it do that? I have no idea.
Now, I and a lot of other people have been kind of saying the same thing for a really long time. And the last time that Jimothy said anything about BeamNG, we all ended up with a massive slew of updates around off-road vehicles. And more off-road vehicles, and more off-road vehicles. And now,
in various conditions, also with high slip angle, high camber angle.
Now, this was probably all a giant big coincidence because tire thermal stuff has been sneaking into BeamNG's code for a while now. But it does feel a bit insulting that now they're taking all this big action that they've been planning for a long time right after Jimmy talked about it. Listen, I like Jimothy as much as the next guy. I love his content. I watch pretty much everything. But a BeamNG core fan, he is not. I mean, where's the Aero rework? Arguably a much bigger issue. Whenever we'd complain about the handling problems in BeamNG, it was often our fault. Not just from the other players that are on the forums and whatnot, but from BeamNG themselves. This page I found through the Wayback Machine does kind of go over how they're open to criticism, but then ask for receipts.
We're going to test about 30 different tires and gain a whole bunch of data which we can use to improve the physics in BeamNG.
Bro, we knew something was wrong, but ain't none of us got money to do that. Here's my problem though. The wheels aren't actually round. They're basically a square section, meaning there's no real roll-off in traction. This is particularly important for things like cross-ply tires because they don't have that radial belt to hold the flat shape of the tire. They literally just use a shaped cast to make it look flat. However, under cornering, it doesn't hold its flat shape on the bottom, and that causes kind of like a roll-off effect with the actual round core of the wheel. BeamNG doesn't actually simulate this roll-off. It predefines it. Now, this is great for game performance on your PC. However, adding more information to this will only broaden the circumstances in which these tires are acting realistically. But those circumstances are still finite. I've heard from a few devs now that they're not actually going to pursue adding more nodes, beams, and triangles to tires. It's not just about performance issues of having to simulate more stuff, but apparently there's also some physics weirdness. But how would I know? I've never tried it. I'd like to throw my hat in the ring and allow people the chance to try it, if I can get this to work. Yeah, I did tackle this already before. It didn't go well. I spent a whole day trying to make this, and then at the end, I realized that this was going to have a beam thing kind of set up like I did for the jelly one, and then I gave up. However, now, looking at the code, I can understand a lot more, and I think I'm ready to give it another try. The initial idea was to create a copy of the wheel constructor Lua file and have it overwrite the original. Now, a lot of this I'm not going to really know. What I was able to do, though, is find out that it creates an axis of which the two wheel nodes are drawn from. It then uses the midpoint between that and then finds like a half width, kind of like how I'm a bit of a half wit. God, that's a really old insult. Doubt people even know what it is anymore. Then it uses num rays. Now, if you add more num rays, it makes the tire more high poly. It's the difference between a high poly wheel like this and a low poly wheel like this. Very, very low poly. And then it has the num raise, it divides up to 360, and then starts putting in the nodes around there based upon how many degrees it is per thing. That would be set up by the wheel. We could try increasing that or decreasing that, but we don't need to change that in lower. What we want to do is start modifying the add wheel nodes with options part. I was hoping we might be able to find different variations of what these parameters are meant to be. This is a big thing in the last video. Looks like it's going to be a big thing again. The ray point is probably to do with... Oh my god, this is so hard. I hope you guys are really enjoying this. And hey, if you are enjoying this, then subscribe. And if you aren't enjoying this, subscribe anyway. It's not as if YouTube's going to show it to you any more or less anyway. Why have I picked YouTube as a career path? We have wheel radius, and then the ray vector. Oh, okay. So we have the perpendicular axis, which is the axis between these two wheel nodes here. Then we're timesing it by the radius. I don't know why we're timesing, but okay. And then I think it's rotating via ray rotation around, I think. So axis, and then it goes perpendicular, and then the radius out it goes, and then times by the ray rotation. However, we're only creating an outer and an inner wheel node. This is where we're going to start adding more in. The first thing I'm going to do is going to try to add just an extra ring of nodes. Copy here, put a minus in there, I think. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know whether this is going to go to the center or offset. Like, the order of this is going to be fairly important. Oh, well. That's interesting. There's at least 2 new wheels here. You know what? I think that's because this is before the node offset is applied, which is applied to every wheel. That way they could just make a generic wheel in the middle of the game and then just tell it to offset to where it goes. And I think it's getting stuck at that. Let's create a node 3. Get rid of the half width. It's close, but not quite. I just have to figure out the half width thing. Oh, you know what? I could actually just go tire width. There we go. Sure, buddy. How is half width this way and half width? That doesn't make sense. Times you by 0.01. Okay, we are getting there. Triangles are all completely messed up. I also don't know if it has beams. That's gonna be a tricky thing. Let's unpause. I get the feeling they don't have beams. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. That's a thing. I made them in line, and then these ones are the ones that are offset. Oh, it goes through, makes one, then it adds the next value to it. Then it goes, makes the next tire, adds the next value to it. And then it loops back around because it's a 4i loop. Adds the node and ray vec that it added here to the ray vec. And then it adds the value again, and then when it does the node position, it does that again. Let's go ravec 3 times that by 0.5. Is that evenly spaced now? Doesn't look like it. Times this by 2. Okay, some funky stuff is happening. But hey, look at that. We were able to keep the wheels in line, but the extra nodes are weirdly offset. I wish I knew what quaternions were. In mathematics, the quaternion number system extends the complex numbers. Heh. It does seem to be just a rotational thing. I just wish I understood it better. I was never good in school, but now I'm tossed into the middle of high school again. Why is ravec set and then immediately set again? I don't understand. Will that fix it? Okay, that looks like it's fixed it. Except we are at 90-degree angles, which is a problem because then it won't be very smooth and flat. Yeah, we run out of beams and triangles because they're all used here. Oh my god, what have I done? ravec isn't the one we wanted. It's the rotation we want half of. We just run out of nodes over here. What if we drive? Yep, that's a thing. Have I made wheels better yet? Times that by 2. You're a son of a gun. Oh, wait. Oh, it's creating like the circle it spirals at. Okay. So that is a distance thing. I wonder, what if we just put ray rotation in twice? Oh, okay. It's kind of looking a little bit more like a tire, and it does reach all the way around this time. Good. What about the middle nodes? Yeah, they're not doing well. Times by 0.25? No. Timesing it by 1 puts it in the middle. What the hell? How does that work? I don't understand. We're only at like at the first degree here. I was hoping to have like multiple extra axes, and I already have to figure out how to do the nodes and beams now. When we start getting to the more complicated versions, it's gonna start to struggle. Quite a lot. I haven't even gotten to doing sidewalls yet, which is something that I am very passionate about with this. Well, a sidewall's there, but it's very, very small. Hub radius. Oh. I think we might create a different ray vector. This is gonna go like this, and it's gonna be times like this. Will that fix the issue? No. Remove you, then we'll take you again. Watch it work first try. Not really seeing the result that I wanted, guys. You've disappointed me again. Oh, we're meant to find the average ray vec. Okay, let's times these together. Then the whole thing in more brackets divided by 2. It seems that the idiot thing still persists to this day. Plus, not at times. It's working now. Whew, that looks like we have a sidewall. Hell yes! If this starts to lean over due to like contact with the ground, I think it adds maybe more traction. I mean, that's an excessive amount of rollover that we're gonna get, but I think that'll do. Oh, some things got messed up. Oh wait, I know what's happening. I don't need to have another Ravec as well. Good. Perfect. All I have to do now is just change the offset just a little bit. This whole process took weeks. Mostly because I'd never had to think in this mathematical form before. And I haven't even gotten to beams and triangles yet. And it's broken. Oh, whoops. And now, just work. Oh, at least now we can get a picture of what the front looks like, and it's looking okay. Just gotta redo all of the beams and triangle stuff. There are small lattice cross structures here, which we're also gonna have to deal with. Beams next or triangles next? Probably beam, tries, or whichever comes first, I suppose. Add beam with option, vehicle inner tire node, outer tire node, normal type, tread option. Okay. I probably also have to figure out what the hell using a percentage means. Modulus operator and remainder of after and integer division. What? I had to clear my head, so I took my dog for a quick walk. All right. I've had some time to think, and I think I'm going to make a table. It's always my answer, and we're gonna do it in stripes. Local tread band. Oh, this is gonna start to get messy. The number derived from max ID's nodes. Max ID's nuts! I hate myself. Tread beams, and then we just loop that around. We connect to 2, to 3, and then 3 to 4. We're gonna repeat this, kinda, sorta. 2 plus 5. It actually matters which way this goes, huh? 74, 76, 77, 78. Here to here to here, here, here. All right, let's reorder these things then. Middle goes in the middle, then an outer and an innie. All right, how does the count go? 87, 81, damn it, 83, 84. What is this order? You get 5, and you get 4. 924, and 917? That doesn't make sense. All right, reordered. 20, 21, 23. Damn it, where the hell is 22? Oh, is this in the wrong place? Oh, it's in the wrong place. Put it there. Let's do the counting. 20, 22, damn it. 4 goes at the top, and 5 goes at the bottom. And now we go 16, damn it. Perfect. 2, and 2 plus 4. I think that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move the sidewall ray vec to the bottom, and now things are a lot better lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. 2 will need to connect to the next one, and to the next one there, and there, and there. And that's all you'll need to do. Tread bands I1, 2, tread bands I2. Okay, yep, loved that. What's your problem? Tread bands a nil value? .cid. Let's try reloading the cut, damn it. Still the same thing, a nil value. Oh, that'd be why, because it's out of order. Yep, I'm an idiot. Then if I reset, it has its good old-fashioned breakdown. Perfect. Oh, it might be because I is starting at 0. I plus 1. Everything seems to connect to one single node and everything else is fine? That's confusing. Where would that be? Oh, yep, there we go. Hold on. Okay, we're getting a little bit closer. Some real shonky things are happening here. Well, I think And this is the end of day one. But who am I kidding? I'm going to keep coding, and then tomorrow we'll see if I've come up with anything. Or I just continue on from where I've left off now. Where was I up to? Oh, okay, this might have been one of the bugs that I had heard about, is the inversion of the middle node. I could use L-beams. Now, an L-beam is meant to be in the shape of an L, and the idea isn't like a beam length that way. It's to stop the angle from changing. I don't know if I particularly want that because it'd be a very, very wide L. I can't bend my fingers out that way enough. Yeah, 2 screwdrivers. It would be a very wide L on the base of the tire, and it would stop it from flexing like inverse. The problem is then it's going to stop a natural roll as well on the tire, which is not something I particularly want. How do I do that? I wonder if it's the same on all tires. This is a big cross-ply tire, and yeah, it kind of inverts too. I think I might have to use L-beams. But then, how many L-beams? That's going to be a lot of L-beams and a lot of calculations happening. Oh, the side has inverted. Okay, so the rubber would have at least a little bit of structure. I don't really want to add an internal structure. I think what I'll do is just add weak L-beams all the way around. Yeah, let's get to this. Oh, there's a lot here. This is for bias ply tires only. Normal ones would be different. Damn it. We have L-beams on a bias ply. Then we have more L-beams on a bias ply, but also on a very wide, very low profile radial tire. Shoot. Then I want to have it on basically everything. There must already be beams defined between 1 and 3 and 2 and 3. But which one is which? How's it defined in Lua? It doesn't look like there's any documentation. I suppose, you know what, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. I reckon I could automate this process and add extra nodes as much as I want. How would we do that? 4 loops. All right, let's have a closer look. 4 node equals current node. That's not right. No, that is... Wait, I think I figured out how to do it. Okay, this then goes in here, and this then goes in here plus 1. It looks like that has done what we want. That way, later on, we can add more nodes, and we don't need to do more math. Nice. Then I can do this for all of these. It looks good. Wow. Oh my goodness. This is surprisingly not as complicated as I thought it would be. Oh no. I shouldn't have said that. This side is all wonky, dude. This is where it starts to mess up. Oh, there's lots of weird things happening. Oh, because this was very specific. I'm an idiot. If a band was to go like this for 2 beams, ooh, that starts doing weird things. You may know this, you may not know this, but your tread pattern on your tires are not even. They're all over the place. Not just in like the shapes that you see, they're not uniform all the way across, but they're also like different size and repeating of different amounts, and that way when the tire is rotating around, it doesn't create a single note, so they intersperse it, so then it has a whole bunch of different frequencies happening on the tire, which gives it a the same amount of sound energy coming out, but not all in the one area, making it really loud, is more spread out, so it's not as loud even though there's the same amount of energy. Does that make sense? If I could figure out how to make a okay looking pattern in here, I'd do this in a heartbeat. I figured it out. Every second beam needs to create 2 more beams. I just have to program this. Yeah, that's all we need to do. Oh no. How do I check if even? Because that's how we'll do this. Cent 2 equals 0. Then we do this, but we do it twice and done. Okay, what do you have a problem with? Oh, yep, that's a mistake. There we go. There you have it. It's a bit jiggly. Everything is connecting to the next one. So instead of the if, this will get changed to having an else. That way all the odd ones can connect backwards. Good. That is connecting to and fro. Okay, let's check to see if that works on the future one. We would have this connection done, and then this connection. This one connects here and here. The next odd number connects here and here, and then there is no next odd number. Good. That's this mess dealt with. All right, we're back to square one, except now we're in a better position for future plans if we ever even do that. The future plans being adding more tread divisions. But for now though, it was finally time to tackle those fancy L-beams that take 3 nodes instead of 2. If we want the outer hub node, we'll grab this. And if we want the inner hub node, 1. We've created a few. And they're horrible. Why has this happened? Inner tire node this side. Okay, inner would be 1. Okay, we are getting there. However, why is it only doing it once? Oh, we're running into L-beam issues. Okay, cannot find side beam of L-beam. So we're trying to create L-beams that don't exist? Oh, wait, no, I get it. I+1, yes, of course. I'm such an idiot. We're probably gonna have to do some sort of thing to cap the ends, but yeah, all right, I'm so stupid. It's not what I would call perfect, but it's coming along. I hope these aren't a performance issue. The hub node will go on the end. You will be 2. Absolutely none of the beams worked. I+1. It's always I+1. God damn it. There we go. Then let's duplicate this. Now this should be over this side. Perfect. Let's do the other side. Save you. And hey presto. On to the next day. Okay. So, after I stopped recording, I did end up going back and doing a little bit more. I got the corners to work. It ended up being a real full mess to make this nice and clean and tidy, whilst keeping in mind of future iterations that have more in between. And it holds the structure fairly well. However, it might be holding it too well, and there's also another thing as well. I was concerned about like inversion of nodes in the bottom here, but I probably shouldn't have been. And the next thing is going to really fix both issues. Here's a whole bunch of examples of how a normal tire will go flat, and you do see that it goes inverted, and I kind of had an inkling of this, but I didn't really think too much on it, and then realized I should probably actually just look into it. So it's holding its shape really well, but that's with a deflated tire, and this is a deflated tire, and that's why I think it's holding its shape too well, because I haven't made triangles yet. Triangles currently are a mess. This is where we start looking at our try stuff. Let's start with the sidewalls, and then we'll do tread last. So what have we got here? Add pressure try. Is this a function we can find here? That is the function. Okay. Tries are the nodes. Then we have a pressure group. Then we've got drag coefficient T-type? I suppose that would be like collidable and non-collidable. Then I see that it inserts into a thing called tries, which looks... I don't know. All we need to know is how to get the triangles correct. Let's remove the tries that we don't need to look at right now. They're connected to the wrong sides. Grab our tread band stuff that we've been doing. Put that there. Please be not trash. Okay, yep. That's the thing. Let's make that -2. That didn't work. Why is it always the same thing? Attempt to index an L value. Why? Oh. Wait, no. I see what I did wrong. Wrong way around. Okay. All right. I got it back to front, in, and then next in hub node. And this time it's okay. It's back to front. Frick. Else if and do. That should get the sides correct and flip them around. Good. Okay. Well, it's not quite right. You're good. You need to change. Good. Thank God. Now it's time to do it for the tread pressure. Yeah, this one's gonna be a real pain in the neck. If we have 2 bands like this, it's gonna be 1, 2, and then plus, and then the next one. Okay, I think we could do this. 4 place number SID in I pairs I+1. Math is fun. If, oh my God, more if statements, Jesus Christ, does not equal 0. The third triangle it has to create is dependent if it actually exists. And there. Okay. Is this gonna work? Nope. All right, what have I done? It's the wrong way around, but you get the idea. Next. +1. This should create a much better, why? Let's go one by one to start with. That works. You? Yeah, no, you fail. Do you also fail? Yeah, looks like you also fail. Oh, that's what else does. Would you look at that? Haha! We are getting really close to being finished with this. Please, stop saying that, you stupid idiot. Let's do the very last. Our tires are now fully inflated. What happens if I unpause? There seems to be a little bit of jiggliness. We could probably go ahead and remove some of these extra L-beams that I put in. Goddamn L-beams everywhere. But hey, look at that. We have tires. Oh dear. That's not great. A lot more bulging this time. What? Why is there extra L-beams? Yeah, let's get rid of these. Oh, look at that. It does a nice, much bigger squish on the side. Still a little bit of jitteriness, though. Oh, okay. There seems to be some deformation problems. Oh, it spawns deformed. I suppose we could get rid of more L-beams. Getting rid of all L-beams does seem to fix it. Still shakes a lot. And yes, the tire does bulge. But let's see how it drives. Same issue. Damn it. We're gonna have to put in a stronger middle beam, methinks. Hey, at least it's looking good under tire deflation on the sidewall. That's something that makes me happy. If we go completely to 0, that is looking more like a flat tire every single day. If not for anything else, I am happy with that. How's it drive? Not well. How to stop them from expanding? I mean, I could just make the beams stronger, but that's extreme. Ha! Lazy beat good. You're gonna get much stronger now. It is still bulging, but less. How's she drive? Better, but something weird is definitely happening. We can now set the pre-compression amount. 0.7? That's a lot. I mean, it causes issues. Yeah, I gave up and tried to tackle something simpler. Node positions. Again. This didn't go well. I gave in. I tried to get a whole bunch of different places to try to figure out what it was doing with the normalized thing. I couldn't find what I needed, so I used ChatGPT. I'm a failure. But it did kind of help me understand finally what it was actually trying to do. And I mean, at least it's got English letters. Let's see if I could do a good job of explaining this. What this part is doing is it's taking a vector 3, which is like 3 points to find a position in space, and then taking it down to the world position, and then it's normalizing it to find basically just the direction, but then with a standardized unit length of 1. So then what we're doing here in the midpoint is just finding the position between the two. Then here we have the position of the midpoint between the two wheel nodes, which the wheel nodes are defined in J-beam. Then we're either adding on or taking away the direction, and the direction is a standardized unit of 1, but then it's times by the half width. It's only going to go along that axis a defined amount, which half width is the half of the width of the tire. You kind of get it? I'm getting it now. Like, I'm actually able to visualize what's happening. But then it's Ray-Vec. Alright, back to ChatGPT, I suppose. I actually think it did a pretty good job of explaining it there. I'm starting to understand why it's timesing these things, because it's defined as 1. I think it's time that I start treating this a little bit differently. We're back into node creation. Much more even. Yeah, no, that's completely stuffed it. Damn it! 7.5 degrees is a third of a full rotation. You know what? Instead of fretting about this, I'm just gonna try it out. They're still doing that whoosh whoosh sound thing. I think we're just gonna have to live with the problem. Bugger. I wonder if they compensated for sound by compensating specifically for the 2 sidewall nodes only. That would be messed up. That was not far from the truth. Oh wait, listening to default tires? There is clearly a 2-node sound. Okay, so it's not just me then, and it's not just my tires. I don't know, man. Don't know what to tell you. But it's late. I'm calling it quits for today. Day 4, and I'm much more fresh. I came to the conclusion that I should have something a little bit more like this. I didn't rearrange the triangles or anything yet. I was just trying it out. We got a whole bunch of anisotropic beams in the middle. Wait, hold on. Anisotropic. English, am I right? And that seems to fix a lot of the issue. Not entirely, but it does a pretty decent job compared to previously with just 1 single beam in the middle. It's also weirdly pulling to one side for some reason. I don't know why. It's also not bulging anymore, which is something which I really wanted to have happen. So then I got rid of these anisotropic beams. Wait, anisotropic beams, but then it kind of just splits open. And that just got me thinking, well, why do I even bother with having a single, since a single seems to have such big problems? Now, this also drives fairly well. A little bit bouncy, but much less shake, even though there is still shake. Why don't I just go ahead and make a two-strand beam in the middle? Though there is a lot more shake than what I was dealing with. For some reason, I thought this fixed it last night. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to make ourselves a middle beam sort. Luckily, all I had to do was just make extra nodes, and my code for the beams and triangles just worked. Thank God that was just so smooth. All I have to do now is figure out the position. Table insert. I don't remember how to use table insert already. Damn it. Oh, okay. So table name, then what we're implementing, and we don't need this value. That should do what we need. Wheel tread width divided by... Trying to think and visualize all of this stuff is so difficult. We're going to start building out a positional thing. I've been fiddling a little bit, and I think this might give us the result that we want. Okay, what have we done wrong? One is the position. I'm a derp. Okay, one done. Tables, am I right? Well, I see that it's worked. Kinda, sorta. They're both in alignment still, but they're way off to the side. Sure, buddy. That's what I wanted. I is 1. Tread div is 2 currently. Divided by 2 makes it 1. Take 1. Okay, well, I'm an idiot. That's wrong. Yep. Visualizing maths is not my strong suit. All it should be doing is just adding on more each time. Whoa, okay, that's way off. The order is wrong, so let's go back and put that 1 in there, so instead of adding to the end, it led to the first place. I think that's our position problem fixed. Look at that! Now we just got wonky rotation. We'll be dealing with that next. Ow, that does not look good. Perfect. Looks fine to me. Let's go at 50 times slower. Yeah, it just kind of pops, huh? Not very confidence-inspiring. Why is it not changing gears? I may want to prevent this rotation with those cross L-beams I had earlier. L-beams, please. Uncomment that. What? How the hell does that play out? I wonder if this can all be solved by just having better beamology. Okay, there's no beams going this way. Yeah, I think this needs to go and needs to be rewritten. Current node adds to the next one. Then we should do a +1/+1. It expands outwards. That's fine. Straightening up a little bit. We don't like that. Oh, it's going back? It's mostly holding its shape now. It's fine. It's a little bit weird. It is plowing as opposed to actually doing a burnout like normal, though. There seems to be some sort of natural resonant frequency within the tire. At least it's not as bad as what it was. I don't know about having my truck twerk, but look at that tire will flex. Oh, baby. That's what we like to see. That does feel a lot better. Oh, it even is lifting up extra nodes. It feels like there's like some back-end stuff that they're using to normally disguise that shake. Well, kinda, sorta. Actually, I was correct here. Okay, how do they sit? A little bit of pop in. Yeah, now the tires are really super rigid. But you know what? It shouldn't be that rigid, because these will only really cause a problem under extension, not under shortening. Oh. It heavily pulls to one side. Oh no, I've stuffed it up somehow. The tread isn't mirrored. Nah, I suppose I could theoretically figure out how to inverse this. Local inverse is equal to 1. Then, if axis.x is less than or equal to 0, then inverse becomes -1. Show me the money. Frick. Yeah, that's not gone great, has it? Oh, because we have to inverse sidewall as well, huh? No, I could just put it here. I'm an idiot. Now, faces are back to front, but it is working. We're just gonna have to duplicate the whole triangle section, aren't we? Inverse is less than or equal to 0. Then, all of the triangle stuff. Else, and plop. Please flip. Yes, good, okay, and perfect. I wonder if that's fixed our imbalance issue. It's very drift happy now. But since it's been a very long time since I drove car with cross-ply tires, and I didn't even realize that I was, I don't know how they meant to handle. They seem to be fine. They're just a little bit wayward. Maybe I should strengthen up the corner beams a little bit. Do we have anisotropic beams? I can't remember. Current node 3, take 2, 3, take 2. That's what we like to see. We love to see a good bulge. Okay, yep, I'm going to hell. What does a scintillas look like? It's looking very plump, or not at all. Look at that, it's just solid. I suppose I should have something for a sidewall bulge amount. Yeah, see, it's kicking in hard. Oh, and it pulled off to the right there. Oh, that's a lot of movement. Feel that we need extra values here. Why is it not changing up gear? Change up gear, please. Oh dear. We're into that issue again. I could do some quick math and then find out how thick the sidewall is. Then we could set bulge amounts and set tire wall stiffness amounts. I suppose then the next thing to do would be to make this a part the add-on, otherwise it does the default wheel stuff. Local function, add pressure wheel div, else standard. Open the original file, grab pressure wheels entirely, and plop it in. So, if it's divided, it'll go to our sort, and if it's not divided, it'll go into here. Works in my mind. I just wish that there was like a universal thing that I could add to every vehicle, but apparently not so lucky. Like, I could try to maybe retcon paint design, because that's got a universal name that doesn't have its own thing in there, or a license plate, but I don't want to make that limitation. I do have a solution. We can put this in brackets. So we're just going to go through and do this for everything. Basically, you have to put in every possible car's names, so then it's available in every car. Yeah, little jobs like this took most of the night. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. And those look like standard tires to me. Perfect. And my additional mod, high poly wheels. I think we're gonna chuck in a variable. Grab something like here, plop you there. Sub div minimum will be 0. Trying to get to this variable to read in Lua took the rest of the night. Well, it's 10 p.m. at night. I'm knocking off. Good night.
Good news, everyone!
I figured out how to get variables into this. All I had to do was take the vehicle that was already there and then just go dot variables, because the variable is a subset of the vehicle, and hey presto, we put in our value, which has to be in brackets and in quotes because it's got a $sign, and you can't normally have a $sign apparently. And then val was the thing that we wanted. You can see that it defaults to 2 subdivisions. Hell yes, and it just works. There's more though. I've got the ability to change the tile sidewall. If we go 0.35, you can see it gets much bigger. And then you can reduce the tile wall size if you want, and there it's very nice and trim. Got tile wall reinforcement. 0 is none, so there will be no beam whatsoever. And you go all the way up to have massively strong tile wall reinforcement. And you can see it will even pull it inwards. Like, it's just that strong, but I don't want that. It's this. Oh yes. I can go 6, which is as high as I tested. It just works on 6. There's clearly some stability issue, but oh, that's awesome. That's as far as we can go with this. I mean, I could make it a lot bigger, but if you've got the part on, you can just turn it back down to 0, and then I've got it set up that'll just do the default wheel as opposed to my wheel. Or actually, should I? I wonder if people want the sidewall but no tread subdivision. I might do that. I wonder what would happen if I actually had a 0. I bet you there's some sort of like dividing by 0 thing that I've got. The tread's normal. It just works. Probably shouldn't have parked on the roof. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Alrighty. Yep, and on the ground. Oh, weird. The vibrations and oscillations might be from the sidewalls. I'm gonna spawn another one of these and bring up performance time for 0 to 100. 10.68 seconds. Ours with 0 subdivisions, it is considerably slower. Are the tires slowing us down somehow? Oh, we are a lot slower. Well then, you know what? We probably are heavier. 2116 compared to mine, 2139. That's not enough for 3 seconds difference. It just has to be that resonant frequency then. And there was lots of this. So much like visualizing that I've never had to do in my entire life. And almost all of it ended up like this. And it's still in 13 range, but slower. Yay! Eventually, I got savvy and found this. Wait. This one isn't rotated. Let's fix that first. Maybe that was our weighting issue. This was really the second to last issue. I was still to learn the big secret of BeamNG tires. though balancing was still quite important. So, Revec Inner needs to have an initial rotation taken away from it? I believe I didn't notice that. It worked. And would you look at that, we don't have the weird rotation. Thank God. I wonder if that was always the issue. It wasn't always the issue. Oh, please don't vibrate. No, it's still shaking a little bit. But much less? Oh, much less. Nah, maybe not much less. It was still slow, but not as slow as we were. Oh, okay. Still got a little bit of vibration, so there is clearly something that is wrong. Well, let's give it a high-speed test. Looks like it's struggling to reach 153. Okay, that'll do for us. Let's see what a default one will do. Nah, this thing's going right past 153. Yeah, there's definitely something not happy here. I spent the next 9 hours troubleshooting the speed and why I still had this issue. Has that fixed our transmission issue? No, that's enough for tonight. So I gave up. Okay, it's been a few days. I did my stream yesterday, but I was thinking about one particular thing, and that's to do with how far to splay out these two bands in the middle here. If we got a profile tire that's quite tall, then we'll probably just keep it fairly even. Otherwise, say for instance, we have a car with a very wide tire, we might want to have it splayed out a little bit more so then there's less roll-off on a tire like this. We'll also maybe automatically set a default for tire wall bulge. But then all of this got me thinking quite a bit. Making it automatic would be very good for beginner users, and I do not want to overload the general public type people with just a mass amount of variables. At the moment, I already think that this is too many. So I'm going to divide it up, and I'm going to maybe push my Patreon a little bit here. I'm going to automate some of these and get rid of these options and make a simplified version that'll automate the middle bandwidth and the tire wall size. And then I'm going to make a Patreon version that still does that, but you can overwrite it if you want. Because at the moment, there's a lot in here. I'm probably also going to make a separate video on how to use and tune and what each thing does, so then that way people won't have to watch this entire video to figure out how it works. Oh my god, I hope a lot of people want to see how this mod was made. The question is how are we going to calculate this? Well, first we're going to need to calculate how big the tire wall thickness is, which we can get hub thickness, and then we can get tire radius, and then we'll figure out how much bulge there's meant to be and how much to splay out the middle bits. Here we have two technically 9-inch wide tires, and this is why we need to know about the tire wall thickness is, yeah, you can see this one should roll off a lot less compared to this 9, so I do need to find out both things. Now, it would be good to know if the tire was radial or cross-ply. Unfortunately, that doesn't really come through in Lua. Tire wall, that should result us with the right tire wall thickness, and then do I times, divide, ooh, how do I... that should tell us how much the tire wall is a percentage of the tire width. This next step started very slow. Tread div divided by 2. Then it quickly devolved in trying to visualize with my fingers, like some kind of 4th grader. The midpoint, we have the tread width, which would be the full, so it's half the tread width. And we have a ratio. But how do I move the division across? But eventually I ended up having to relearn maths that I'm not even sure I learned back in my school days. Not that I'd remember. That's like 20 years ago. God, I'm literally on a website called Math is Fun right now. Does this make sense? Oh my god. Yeah, okay, maybe this does make sense. I got more reading to do. Been taking some notes and been doing a little bit of testing. This, I think, is the version I want to run with. It wasn't the version I wanted to run with. But eventually I did come up with something, but with one small problem. Yeah. Oh! This math does work. I just had it wrong. I was dividing by the wrong number. Okay. How the shoehorn do I put this into my Lua code now? I'm just gonna skip over this next part. Trust me, I was smart enough. I promise. Oh, don't tell me you've taken out my mod. Oh, god damn it. A nil value. It is not. Trust me. Not a nil value no more, is it? Yeah, you don't you just hate me, don't you? That'll fix everything. No. I hate you. It's not a nil value. Stop saying that. Oh. God. Is that a midpoint error? That did nothing. Good. Love that for me. You piece of poop. Now I just have to figure out why this is not incrementing correctly. Hold. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Ah, poop sticks. That's all for recording for today. Well, that ended up taking a little bit longer and it ended up being a lot harder than what I imagined. I did manage to, for the most part, fix that speed thing. And oh boy, was I disappointed when I found out what it was that was causing it. In my never-ending quest of having to use Google to find out all these different answers, I happened to come across how they dealt with rolling resistance. And you know what? It turns out, once again, they faked it. And when it turned out that it wasn't enough even still, they faked it even more. So basically what's happening here, as the nodes come around, they're taking in a whole bunch of elasticity, and then they're pushing it out on this side to push the nodes up on the other side. Oh, that was a real pain in the butt. Now, I can't reach the full speed that I used to be able to before. I think that's a lot to do with the no load coefficient stuff that I just really avoided for this one. The other thing that it would be is also just the extra weight of the nodes. Every time that you add on another subdivision, you're basically adding another half of what the original tire used to weigh. So, as you can see, at least that side is not perfect. As for the rest, though, I ended up implementing everything I want, including automatic width. Though it's a little bit hard to tell here. The wider the tire ratio, the more this will offset out to the sides. And would you look at this? I have an example. Automatically, it's already splaying it out a little bit further to the sides. If we go ahead and increase the subdivisions, you should see it work nicely. The middle has less nodes in it, and the sides have a little bit more. In fact, actually, let's make that an even number. Let's turn the overall stiffness down. Yeah, I've added a lot of things to here. This is all mostly for the premium people. Would you look at that? Nice and evenly splayed out. Perfect. You know what? I've not actually tried 10 yet. Let's try that out. That's not perfect, but whatever. I got it working! Thank God! And I have a few people I want to show. In the part selector menu, under additional modification, can you guys put on high poly wheels?
Oh.
Yeah.
That is not just a little bit of more polygons on the wheels, that is significant.
Oh, you got the sidewall and everything.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And if you go into the tuning menu, you can increase the tread subdivision as well if you want.
Oh, that's so cool.
But yeah, this took like 3 weeks.
I like that while I tried. I'm sorry, it sucks.
You noticed that? Nice.
You actually get like that front dive that you get now from your tires deforming.
Yeah, it's much better with things like bias ply tires.
Right.
I lowered the air pressure like crazy, now just trying to turn, and I'm almost popping the tire off the bead lock. That is amazing.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, the amount of tire roll you're getting is amazing. Yeah, there's no predefined like values for these sorts of things. So like the tire wall is set on a bit of an algorithm to go like a tire ratio, so that won't always fit. So I've got tuning menu in there to get that to work. It was a whole thing.
I bet.
This is amazing.
It's so wobbly when you set when you set the stiffness to low, it just wobbles on it.
I'm just enjoying watching you guys just enjoy my tires.
I love it.
To be honest, I think this is a good starting point, what I've done, but there are so many things that have to change now. Like there's a thing called offload friction coefficient or something like that. It's to do with the less weight that's on the tire, technically it has more grip,
right?
But I haven't messed with that. There's a lot.
Hey devs, if you're out there watching this, incorporate this into that new tire update you're working on.
Please.
I don't know if that was a part of their plan, but I did hear from multiple devs that they are still not looking to do this. I would at least like a button in a menu that goes like high fidelity wheels, kind of like they got simplified collision physics. I would like this for tires, but I kind of get why it's not just a whole public thing, because apparently there is a lot of performance hit for low-end computer, so I get it.
So I kind of got roasted for this a long time ago before I even did YouTube, but I always felt deep down in my heart that BeamNG had a bit of an understeer issue. And the response that I got from the devs was, your inputs are too drastic. So
Yeah.
I basically saw that as, go stick it up yours. And
Yeah, they actually had a post on their thing that was
Oh, I broke one of the wheels.
I've noticed it's turned into a monolith in the sky. Did you turn the num raise up on your wheels
Under
as well?
your? Oh no, I did not. Let's crank that up.
That will give you even more nodes.
Oh wow! All right, now that.
We're just gonna lag everything.
Yeah, sorry, you guys are gonna be lagged for a second, but
Oh, I am getting 18 FPS. That frame rate is abysmal.
all right, I'll go back for you.
No, it's fine. I love it. I think it's great.
I love it, you says.
Seeing the tire deform that well around something.
Seriously, I can't stop driving just watching the tires.
Glad you guys are enjoying the fidelity.
I feel like I have a lot more grip on the rocks, which is very possible if you're getting a lot more contact.
Yeah, a lot more contact
sure.
on the tires.
Oh, that is amazing looking.
I think I'm about to put a car nose to nose, and I'm gonna write on there like your tires versus my tires or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Your tires,
Okay,
the tires she tells you not to worry about.
Oh, dude, that'd be too funny.
I've got with me here Raceless, who's the guy who made the RLS Korea mod.
Excited to see what you cooked up.
Have you ever looked at the wheels in BeamNG?
Not with triangles. Did you do something?
Oh, I was really hoping to get a modder that would
Sorry.
recognize it.
I've been doing body stuff.
All right, go spawn a default car.
Okay, hold on. That's very different. Interesting. I didn't realize the vanilla were so
Square?
edgy.
Yeah.
How does that handle performance and stuff? Are you trying to do the tire model before they do the tire model? Is that what it is?
I mean, kind of. I'm competing with them a little bit. If you want to do a little bit of a comparison side by side.
I'm a drifter at heart, so let me. I'm gonna do the vanilla tire first. Very familiar. I've used this car a million times. All right, let me go ahead and put the new tires on.
They're going to be very sloppy to start with.
Sure. Yeah, they almost look different too.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, the deformation does look weird.
Oh wow, this is
A lot creepier.
This is really cool. This is different. I already almost picked up the front tire on a stock config, which is crazy and drifting.
That's pretty epic.
It feels different. I love it.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be very different. The fact that you can drift them right away, though, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, I like a softer setup anyways, so...
A softer tire setup?
Yeah, as soft as possible.
I mean, not the compound, I mean the tire itself?
I think so. I don't know. I've never had this much kind of tunability for a tire, but yeah, I run low pressures and stuff. I did, but look how good that looks when it's popped. Look at that. Normally with the other tires, if I, third gear clutch dump, it'll spin just fine. This has behavior, this has real personality of...
Sure.
Wow. I wonder how this would behave with like tire thermals and all that fun stuff.
That I feel would have to be thoroughly gone over.
Yeah. This is fantastic.
I'm glad you're liking it.
Yeah, because I would love to create a tire that's set to these parameters, right? It doesn't have the tunability, and then use it as a, like, hey, this is our FD tire, and
sure,
really have it be a proper drift tire, because it's just seeing the dark.
Oh, you
want to
make it specifically for a tire? I mean, we could set that up eventually.
Effectively like a tire compound, right? Because the variables just effectively have it hard coded into it instead of being a variable.
Yeah.
Tires are kind of an important deal in a car game. It's your contact. It's one of the first measures of immersion. If I'm not careful, I can hang out here for a while and just keep drifting on these tires because they're so grippy. Well, this is really cool, man. You outdid yourself again. This is not what I expected. I'll be honest. When they said like, oh, we're doing new tires, like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like better tire physics. Thank you. But realizing how much they are actually going to have to go through because of how much you've already gone through. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Here I've got Titch, the creator of BeamMP, and I wanted to show off my mod to you.
You got me intrigued because I've been quite impressed with some of the stuff you've done previously.
Have you done much car building stuff?
No, I don't do J-beaming.
Okay, have a look at the tires and tell me what sort of shape they are.
Well, it's commonly known that they're not generally round, should we say? They're more like
A rectangle in a donut shape.
That works, yes.
Now go over and check out my tires.
Have you done what I think you might have done?
Well, here's hoping that I've done what you think I've done.
Oh my, okay. Oh, that's awesome.
At the moment, what you've got is just basically a sack of air. There's no structural rigidity to it, it's just holding in the air at the moment.
Oh, yeah. It goes over the rumble strips so much nicer though. Oh, it's so smooth.
I'm surprised you're driving it so well. These are just the bone stock tires without any adjustments made to them yet. Do you want to start looking at the tuning menu then?
There's a tuning to this?
Oh, there is so many tuning parameters.
You realize that this would introduce a whole new scope to like sim racing and track racing and everything,
oh, yeah.
right?
That's kind of the hope, but this is stage 1.
I think the suspension is letting me down a little bit now.
You are going to have a lot more traction than normal.
Oh, it's so grippy. Yeah, it's pulling into the corners so much more than I had expected it to. Oh, you are revolutionizing the thing with tires here. It brakes weirdly quick too. There's like ABS doesn't need to play part in anything here.
The tires have no real internal structure to them yet because we've not turned any of that tuning on. So under braking, it will squish the tires a lot, giving it a lot more traction.
Am I seeing the tire walls moving with it doing that?
Yeah.
I am. They're moving.
Yeah, I put tire wall, like a bulge on it.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that you seem to like this so much.
Oh, absolutely. I know there are many people that are going to love this. Absolutely love it.
Finally. I'm done with this mod. Oh god, at the time of recording, it's been well over a month since this recording started. The return on time investment is going to be abysmal. Well, here we are. Just to let you know, these are exaggerated tires for this replay. Despite that though, a lot of this could be a lot more realistic, but there would be so much more work. You know what? Screw it. If we reach 100,000 likes, which I'd be surprised if we even hit 100,000 views, I will actually probably re-go on this. Unless the Patreon, like, somehow massively takes off and I can make a living from, like, developing quite realistic stuff, or at least try. For now, god damn though, my brain is just completely wrecked. Having to think of things in ways that I've never had to think of, visualizing maths in 3D with, like, many different variables to have the outcome in which I'm meant to visualize. Oh, it hurts my poor puny little brain. But oh my god, this is so cool. Oh my, are you kidding me? This is so cool. I love this. I feel that childlike wonder when I first found out about BeamNG's actual physics-based handling, suspension, geometry stuff. But I'm dead. My brain is dead. I'm done. I'm out. Thank you, channel members. Thank you to Patreon people. For now, I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.